Hello, beautiful ones. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. Let me know who's here watching with me. I know it's a little bit earlier than usual, and well, it does happen. I'm moving from one place to another, so it's possible that my whole schedule changes a little bit, but I'll definitely try to come back here every week as we hold that space every week. So we connect with actual energy. So we talk about everything that the light workers are going through. So let me know who's there. In the chat box or in the comment section, let me know who's present. And well, I'll just say a little hello. Rachel is there. Thank you. And I can see your name. I love that. Sunny Florida. I'm lucky too. We have some sun here as well. So it's beautiful, but it's true. It feels good energetically. So welcome. And if you're watching this as a replay, just know that it will be as powerful as activating. Today we have a special topic, which is really envisioning our higher self as our master guide. Hello, Maritza. I'm so happy you're here as well. Hello, hello. You see, as soon as you guys say yes to StreamYards, you give them the permission, then I can see your name, and I love that. Beautiful. So today we talk about the higher self, and I know that you heard me so many times talk about the higher self, definitely for those of you who have been with me for a while. The higher self, and I'll get into the details, of what the higher self is and all this, and I'll just tell you the importance of, connecting to the higher self. I'm just changing microphone so the sound is a little bit better. I guess you should hear me a little bit better now. So if it's the first time you're joining this group, this open and free community, welcome to my vortex. We do meet every week, at least every week, live, and every week we do have a different topic. All topics are connecting to the actual energies and what my guides want me to tell you about the awakening process for newly emerged light workers or professional light workers. I'm really connecting to all those vibrations. It can be completely channeled, it can be just a conversation, it could be light language, it could be so many things. I try to come here more than once a week. Sometimes it's a little bit harder as I have different groups and different activities, and I'm working, of course, with my students one-on-one and in a group setting, but I try to be here. Take this or use this group, and if you're watching somewhere else than in the intuitive power activator group or the group for light workers on Facebook, please join us on Facebook. I'm pretty sure you have the link somewhere in the description. Join us. That's where you'll find me the most. Well, because it's hard for me to be everywhere on all platforms, so that would be great. And if you have questions about your own awakening process, about your experience, about what you're going through and maybe what you're developing, feel free to ask. I mean, that's what I'm here for. I'm a light worker mentor. I do help people awaken to their intuitive powers and understand what they're meant to be doing with this, understand their mission and release blocks if there are blocks along the way. So that's my job. So please just ask whatever questions and whatever comments you want to share. And that's actually good because it allows me to understand what the group needs. And that can give me ideas for upcoming live conversations. Natasha, hello, beautiful ones. Yeah. Maitreya is definitely in the other group, and that's another invitation. If you're watching this and you're not in the Revealing the Great Shift immersion for light workers, that's another group that will last for a total of 3 weeks with pretty much like every second day in activation or something. It's another group, but a group that will slowly dissolve after the 3 week. It's a 3-week container to activate us. So, and Maitreya is the guide, is our main master guide in that group. So And Natasha, we talked about you today in the private membership. So anyways, as soon as it will be uploaded, we'll let you guys know, as we're talking about the professional light workers, how the energies are changing so much for people who want to become professional light workers, meaning sharing their gifts with many. There's a lot of energies that are bringing the kind of assistance light workers need at this point. Hello, Kim. So happy to see you. Thank you for being here. So today, specifically, we talk about the higher self, but we will talk about it in a different way. So those of you who have been working with me for a while know that this is pretty much what I talk about the most, the higher self. The higher self is the key element that will connect you to all your intuitive powers, intuitive abilities, and all the guides you're meant to work with. It's the everything. I will let you know, and we'll talk about the why. I will let you know about the importance of this connection. But before we do this, why don't we enter a zone of complete receptivity? Close your eyes, beautiful ones. Take a deep breath in through the nose and release completely through the nose. Let's keep this inhale and exhale as smooth as possible. And try to deepen your breath every time you inhale and exhale. We're trying to reconnect our physicality with our multidimensionality, and the breath is a connector. Not only does it calm down, the pace, your inner pace. It's also relaxing your mind. It allows you to be more receptive to any kind of galactic or multidimensional guidance you're meant to receive. So envision yourself surrounded by a beautiful white light. This white light allows you to connect to your higher self and every team member from the galactic realities that are meant to work with you, because they have something to tell you, because they have guidance to share, or maybe some kind of energetic recalibration they want to infuse within you. This white light, you see it and feel it around you. It's kind of a gentle vibration that is almost stimulating your own being, your physical consciousness, to be aware that another aspect of you is experiencing another reality. And as I speak right now, you may or may not feel that a certain aspect of you is elevating its frequency, is elevating its density to become lighter and lighter. Feel the connection. And feel rising. As you rise, you find yourself into a reality you could call space. As you sense that Earth is somewhere beneath you or somewhere around you. Your physical body is well anchored into the planet, but right now your consciousness, your ability to be aware that you have a body, that you live on Earth, but also this other perspective you have on higher dimensions. And as you are floating somewhere in space, you sense that another energy is coming to you. It may appear as a form, as a shape, as a color, as a presence, as just energy. And this energy facing you right now is starting to morph itself into a more human shape. And as you see the metamorphosis happening, you realize that the form in front of you is starting to look more and more like you, until the metamorphosis is completely finished. You realize that this version of yourself right in front of you is happy, light, trusting everything that is happening in your life, a firm believer that you're on the right track. This version of you right in front of you knows you, and he looks deeply into your eyes, and through their gaze, they simply send you the confidence, the harmony, the serenity you need within you to even trust the fact that you're indeed connecting to higher realities. This other version of you looking right into your eyes is showing you everything that you are. It's showing you everything that you are becoming. It's showing you also all the tools you have at your disposition right now. It makes you feel how vast you are. You recognize yourself in this other self, but you realize that this other self facing you has a perspective of life, of multidimensionality, way richer, way wiser than what you can comprehend as you, as the earth you, the third dimensional you. So you want to remain connected to this other you, because this other you is your higher self. This other you knows you better than anyone on this planet, better than your spouse, than your kids, than your parents. It knows what you need at the moment you need it, and it will always bring energies and guidance and signs that are meant to keep your attention focused on awakening, on rising, on improving your skills and your abilities to enjoy life as it is for you right now. This other version of you, your higher self, can show you anytime, any block or blocks, if there's more than one, that is actually stopping you from evolving at the pace you would want. It's showing you maybe an event in the past or past life, or maybe a relationship that is still keeping you entangled into a behavior that is completely outdated for you right now. Just know that this connection with your higher self right at this minute will never be the same. Through this connection, you have upgraded. your ability to rapidly and deeply, profoundly and clearly connect to your higher self. So you receive the most precise guidance from your higher self and your cosmic team. As I continue to speak, you may decide to keep your eyes closed so you remain fully focused on the connection with your higher self, as I will share some information around this divine connection. So the higher self can be called the super conscious mind, may be called your inner divinity or your God self or your inner source. Names are many, but the higher self is again an aspect of you that is always connected to you. Some people call it the intuition. I feel, I sense, my gut feeling is telling me this. And people who are starting to connect with the higher self will tell you, I had the intuition that. In the end, it's just your higher self. Your higher self communicating with you and trying the best it can based on your own beliefs to send you the guidance you're meant to receive, because you're ready to move to another level, to another experience. So this intuition you receive from your higher self becomes an insight, an invitation to shift, because you have stayed in a similar position or situation for too long. So gently, your higher self, through the intuitive signs or visions you may receive, is trying to gently but lovingly let you know that you are ready for something else. If you resist that guidance, the message will become louder until your body feels that you can no longer stay in the same situation, the same reality. Your body is what your higher self triggers the last. But when your body is starting to respond by different aches and discomforts, it means that your higher self has tried many, many times before this intervention to let you know that you're ready. And it doesn't mean that it has to be a difficult transition for you, a difficult move to another version of your reality. Sometimes it's just you not feeling ready for an upgrade, an invitation to maybe work differently or work with different gifts. So your higher self is lovingly assisting you. Never will it send you a sign, an experience, or a vision that you're not ready to integrate. You may resist the message because your ego, your earth self, feels that it's not ready. And that's okay. Your higher self will be patient. But your higher self is completely aware of your mission, what you're meant to learn as a human being, to evolve so your soul can evolve. But you also have a collective mission. Everybody does, light workers and non-light workers. Light workers as a plus is that they're meant to show others how we are all transmuting and rising into a remembering of what it means to be a human being, reaching and using many intuitive powers that is accessible to all. Light workers have, let's say, or are a few steps ahead in that matter. But everybody has a higher self sending them the guidance that there are lessons to integrate, there are decisions to be made. And if you don't listen to the signs, they'll use another vector, another channel to send the message to you. But if you are a channeler, or if you are learning to channel and learning to develop your intuitive powers, connect to the essential aspect of who you are, that knows everything about you and that knows everything about your parallel lives, your past lives. But I call them parallel lives as they do happen now, just in a different timeline. So your higher self is your master guide. You will work in your lifetime with many, many spiritual guides. Some are alive. You'll meet them in flesh. You'll work with them over a day, an hour, a week, or years. Some are masters who have lived on this planet, and now in their energy form, they're sending you guidance to you or to a group of people you are evolving with. And you have those light beings that are not incarnated. Some never did incarnate on Earth, but they're here to share a wisdom that you have access to and you had access to when you were not in this physicality. So when they send you a sign, and sometimes it's through channeling, but it could be through a book, through a conversation, you remember, because an aspect of you remembers that this is a universal truth. This makes sense. So your higher self is really the coordinator of your spiritual growth, of your intuitive development. It will, through hints, through signs, through guidance, through intuition, orient you towards a person or a group or an experience, so you gently and lovingly grow into getting as close as possible to merging your higher self with your earth self. That's the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is that all humans feel their higher self as they feel their heartbeat, as they feel their thoughts. Your higher self is always there, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's always there. But we obviously unconsciously create a distance because it seems that the language we speak, us on earth, and the higher self is different. And it does feel different. It speaks through you with symbols, images, and guidance, energy, colors, synchronicities. It doesn't use this long language where we use words to create sentence and create a meaning. The higher self can just tell you a whole book of knowledge in a blink, because you feel it's trying to tell you this. You see what it's trying to tell you. You hear what it's trying to tell you, and you shiver because you know you have received guidance from your higher self. So your higher self moves with you, evolves with you all the time. Never, never does it leave your side. Never. We create a distance because we haven't been taught that it's there. So when you receive signs, your higher self is that aspect of you that has decided that you're ready to see that sign, that it will be a sign that will shift your thinking process, so you may take action, so you may take a decision, so you may rewire your behavior in a different way. Your higher self may also think that it is worthy for you to work with another guide. So guides may come to your reality, guides you channel, guides you hear about, because it's time for you to learn something else. Like in the other group, revealing the great shift, we're working with Maitreya. Maitreya is really a master working with those who want to raise their frequency and really make a difference on this planet. That's the master. But that's the way this energy is manifesting. It's just source deciding to wear the energy of Maitreya to talk to us. And that can happen to you too as well. As you evolve, as you grow, as you work and develop your intuitive abilities, as you live your life, you might work with different guides. They might give their names to you, they might identify their names to you or not. They might be galactic beings. They might identify from which collective they're from or not. But either way, nothing and nobody contacts you unless your higher self has agreed that this is what you on earth is ready to work with. So it's protecting you, not that there's something to fear, but it's really balancing the energies that are coming to you. At the same time, it's a teamwork. Your higher self and you. Your higher self is the version of you that is incarnate in 3D. So whatever you experience and live, your higher self lives it. It's not working on the opposite, though. You cannot live and experience everything your higher self lives. It's too much. The body cannot hold the vastness of this universal knowledge. Again, your higher self can take you anywhere, anytime, in any places in the globe or in the universe, connecting with any kind of being or any kind of beings around the world, or around I say the world, I'm limiting myself. It's around the universe. You can do this, but you need to train yourself to do this. And your master trainer, your master guide, your master teacher is your higher self. So if you're starting to develop your intuitive abilities and you're connecting with your gifts, you're connecting with your lightworker mission. And I know sometimes it's promoted by other people because these channelers, these teachers are working with the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, they're working with Archangel Michael. It's all fine. They're working with these energies. So of course, they invite you to work with the energies that are easily connecting with them. But why don't you connect to the essence of you that knows everything about you and knows everything about what you can actually integrate in your reality? Why looking for something that may appear like an external energy? Why not connect to something that is holding as much wisdom as all of these archangels? And yes, again, there are energies that are holding more wisdom than your higher self, indeed. But your higher self holds and can connect to anything that you're meant to connect with. And if one day you're meant to connect with a specific collective or a specific archangel, your higher self will call it, hello, I think she's ready. I think he's ready. So this is the most secure, safe, empowering connection to have. From there, everything can happen and you can connect with every other type of energy. I would recommend that you start strengthening this connection with your higher self rather than hoping to connect with other frequencies or other collective and then go back to center. At the same time, they're telling me to remind you that whatever you choose to do is the right path. Your higher self will still remain there, will still remain present and present as well. So you may feel that you're connecting to, let's say, the Pleiadians, and you might be totally unaware that your higher self is present, that you think maybe all the channelings and the guidance and the transmissions you receive is from the Pleiadians, and you have no clue that your higher self is there. Either way, your higher self won't feel hurt by this. It doesn't need to be identified as your master guide. Because the fact that you're connecting with the Pleiadian is because your higher self allowed this connection, even if you're not aware of it. But if you're aware of it, the guidance with multiple sources of knowledge can come through this initial connection with your higher self. If you're convinced you're only working with the Pleiadians or other collectives or other archangels, you might, in your earth perception, restrict yourself to these for a while, because I know you will evolve. But when you connect to your higher self and you say, higher self, I'm ready for this. Higher self, give me guidance around this. Higher self, I need to improve this. Whatever you want to connect with, what kind of data or what kind of guidance you need, then your higher self again can retrieve the data for you, or send you or invite a guide that will give you what you're looking for. So those who are not aware of this still are working with the higher self. But as soon as your higher self connection is strong and solid, your life mission or your soul purpose as a light worker becomes clearer. And any upgrades you receive, because you're evolving, because you're doing what you're being guided to do, so you develop more abilities and so on. If ever during this journey you feel stuck, you feel like, I don't know where it's leading me, I don't know what is the end goal of my mission, your higher self, because you will have developed this connection with your higher self, and not only one entity, one collective, or two or three or four, then you'll always have the purest and finest guidance. Again, your higher self is the coordinator of this multidimensional reality. It can bring any kind of energy you need in order to feel more aligned. So if it's a new concept for you, start having this conversation with your higher self. There's nothing much to do. There's a lot of meditation in my group on Facebook, the free and open one. You can go to and scroll the guide section. There's so many. I will even post in the group other activations you can use to strengthen the connection with your higher self if you feel that on your own it would be a little bit more difficult, and that's okay. Sometimes our mind is so trying to analyze everything that your higher self is trying to send messages, but your mind is so critical that you're probably losing 50-60% of the content until you feel completely at peace and you can do it on your own. You're probably doing this, and if not, it will happen very soon. But ask your higher self. It will be empowering for your ego. The ego loves to control the reality. Sorry, I need to drink. So if you're telling your ego, and that's what we're doing right now, if you're telling your ego, when we speak to the higher self, we're speaking to us. We're speaking to another version of us that can live another reality. Then your ego is starting to think, then it's us. Then there's nothing to fear. Then we can trust. It's a lot calmer and a lot more safe, a lot safer for your ego, your earth self, to know that the connection, this metaphysical connection you have, is actually another version of you. So if you have questions and comments or requests, ask your higher self for anything. It will guide you, and try to see how it's speaking to you. Is it speaking through sounds, through visions, through symbols in the reality it's sending to you, and start to tame, quote unquote, tame the language. Because the language used by your higher self is quick, fast, highly symbolic, and asks of you to be observant. It will rarely at the beginning completely tell you a complete sentence. It's not starting like that. It's usually flashes, and it's usually using items around you to let you know that, hey, maybe you should do this, maybe you should read this, maybe you should talk to that person, maybe you should, enter that community. Eventually, it will be a full conversation. I can assure you this. You will feel like you are, and when I do this sometimes aloud, completely, and people think I'm speaking to myself, but I will ask stuff like, okay, today, should I talk about this or not? Oh, yeah, you should. Okay. I do the questions and the answer. So sometimes I don't verbally repeat the answers. Sometimes I do, but I verbally aloud ask the questions. And I can tell you that conversation will flow, will become as natural. And yes, no, you're not creating this, and no, it's not an illusion, even though it may appear like that for those who are not ready to see this reality, but it is there. So I hope you use this. I hope you use this tool. And from there, you can expand. From there, you can ask more about your soul mission. Then you can get into the nitty-gritty of what it means to go on the awakening process. But start by this. Once this is solid and you understand how your higher self speaks to you and through you, then never will you doubt the guidance sent to you. So it means that whenever you feel out of balance, you feel confusion, then you know who to ask for guidance, and you can trust it. So I hope you enjoyed that conversation, but feel free to ask me questions around the notion of the higher self. And we will definitely talk about it more if you want to. But even when I connect to other collectives and we are together in a group setting and we connect to another reality, and please, those of you who are not in the group, the 3-week container called, I'm trying to remember all my groups, revealing the Great Shift immersion, go there, because if you're still hesitating, like, is it my journey? Is it my path? Am I a light worker? Or you're still wondering, what's your mission? Everything, all the questions light workers have, all the questions, all the tools, it will be answered there in that vortex. It's like it will hold you for 3 weeks while the energies are highly potent. So feel free to ask me questions. And I'm happy for those who are joining us right now. Kim, Sebastien, so happy you're here. Okay, unfortunately, I don't have your name here, but I knew there was something I wanted to do. My higher self guided me to look at my phone where there was a message from my calendar for this. Well, you see. So this may appear like a little sign from the universe, but it's a big sign, a sign that can lead you to another experience, which will lead you to another experience, because that's what life is. It's creating connections between experiences that slowly but surely build your confidence, build your power, build your intuitive awareness of everything. So perfect. I don't know who you are, but you have listened to the calling of, hey, something is happening right now. I'm going to check what it is, and that probably will lead you to something. But that's the initial thing, connecting to your higher self. I don't think there's anything else I want you to add. I want you to really start that communication and conversation with your higher self on a daily basis. And yes, other beings and other entities will come through. That's totally normal. Oh, that was Lynn. Yeah, so when I'm going live, most of the time I'm using a platform called StreamYard. And at the end of the description of my upcoming events, you have a tiny little message saying, Natalie's going to go live using StreamYard, just give it the permission to do it. So all you have to click on this and the permission will be given so I can see your name next time. So I hope to see you very soon. There's more to come in this vortex. There's more to come in the other group. It's just like coming everywhere. For those of you who want to work with me one-on-one, let me know, send me a message, book a call with me, and we will figure out what are the ideal containers for you. There's a few options, whether you want to work in a group setting, more at your own pace, or you want to work one-on-one and we activate you for the next 2 to 3 months. So you feel completely held for 3 months. Like really, you can chat with me regularly and you can ask me questions. So you have 2 options. Let me know if that's something you need. And I'm here. That's my work and I love it. So I wish you a wonderful day. I'll see you very, very soon in the other group. Again, the link is in the description and we are meeting next Thursday. Well, actually next Thursday, this coming Thursday, for more galactic inputs and guidance. All right, beautiful ones. Bye for now and hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye.